Guys, let's face it, the average woman has many more dating opportunities than the average man. But this is something we have always known. From the beginning of time, women have held this advantage over men. But online dating has even extended this advantage towards average women. And average men have been left out. I want to play this particular clip from a YouTube channel by the name of Demo, and he talks about it in this video. The ugly truth of dating apps, they're rigged.
Tinder is not meant for 99% of men. 99% of men are not successful on Tinder or any dating apps for that matter. And here's why. The average Melvin downloads a dating app. He thinks, oh, this is so easy. Just put a couple photos up and boom, I get to look at hot girls and clap some cheeks. It's not that easy, guys. And it's not actually designed for you to do that. It's designed to make you stay on there as long as possible, see as many ads as possible, get addicted to it, check it over and over again, and then start to fail so that it encourages you to spend money in order to get better results on it so that you can finally satisfy that lizard brain and just get a nut off for once.
So if dating apps are rigged, who is it rigged towards? Well, number one, it would be rigged towards the dating company, for an example, Tinder, and it would be rigged towards women because now women have the advantage of being more selective. The dating app gets money from the men and women still have the ability to say no. That's the advantage that women have. But now if women are more selective, that means they can still make better choices. But what choices are women making when it comes to dating men online? I'll let Professor Scott Galloway break this down.
And then, Scott, you toss in the influence of social media and how relationships today, they don't come from, in our era, happenstance and mingling, right? They come from swiping, and that further accelerates this issue. Am I right?
Oh, it's been the chaser to it. I mean, to have an honest conversation about this, we have to be honest, and that is that men and women have different mating criteria. One quarter of men saying economic viability is a key criteria in a mate. 3/4 of women say that is important. And when you're on a two-dimensional format, where now it's 1 and 2 relationships begin online, it used to be 1 and 4 just a few years ago, it gets distilled down to a small number of criteria. Specifically for men, it's does she look attractive? And specifically for men, is he able to signal his ability to garner resources in the future? An average attractive male on Tinder gets swiped less than 1% of the time. And there's 3 men on Tinder for every 1 woman. So you've distilled it, you've taken out one of the key components of mating dynamics, and that is vibe, humor, body language, pheromones, the ability to be, quite frankly, a little bit persistent in the pursuit of a romantic relationship. We have no third places anymore, no places to meet. People aren't going to bars, they aren't sports league, they aren't going to church, they aren't even going to work. So it gets distilled down to very 1 or 2 dimensional attributes. And the reality is women are much choosier than men, and they can apply those screens and they allocate all of their attention to a small number of men that results in just essentially at the end of the day, a lack of opportunities.
So I know what you guys are going to say. What in the hell does this have to do with today's topic? Well, I'm glad you asked that question because in theory, if women have the ability to be more selective, then we should expect that they would make the right choice. But it just goes to show, just like in real life or reality, bad choices can be made. Imagine scrolling on the dating app and you have all these opportunities to meet a great guy. You decline them, you decline them, you decline them. But you meet this guy on Tinder. And you get ready to go meet up with him. He's in Dalton, Illinois. And like I said, you meet up for a date. Then you mess around and find out the guy is crazy. You get kidnapped, and then the guy puts you in his mama's basement.
What the hell?
Now, this is what happened in Dalton, Illinois just a few weeks ago. There was a woman who shall not be named, and she actually came across this guy she met on the dating app. Maybe what I can do is play the news clip from that story and come back.
But first, dating app danger. Police are hoping you'll take caution after hearing one woman's harrowing story. Tia Ewing spoke with the man who helped to save her, and she has more from Dalton tonight.
A woman walked into this Advanced Auto Parts store on Sunday evening and told workers that she was being held against her will after meeting a man on a dating app.
Sitting at the register, and she came and told me, she said, this guy sent me in to get an engine check, but he kidnapped me Saturday. And he had me ever since Saturday night because I met him on the app. She said he had a gun, so that's why we didn't want to try to lock in. We didn't want him to try to shoot through the glass or anything like that.
We blurred her face, but this surveillance picture shows the woman inside the Advanced Auto Parts store in Dalton Sunday at around 5 in the evening. She walked in first and alerted workers that she was being held against her will.
Yeah, she had some bruises on her neck, and she had gauze bandages around her finger. And
she was bruised, bloody, and bandaged, saying she met her kidnapper on a dating app. The workers tried to stall for as long as they could to call police.
My coworker was kind of stalling, but he told her to come on and get back in the car and let's go.
But minutes later, this man walked into the store on Sibley Boulevard. He's been identified as the suspect by Dalton police, and he told the woman it was time to leave. That's when the quick-thinking workers wrote down the license plate.
They was pulling off. I told my coworker we're going to write the license plate number down. He wrote the license plate down, and he called the police from there.
Dalton police enlisted the FBI to track the woman down. Police put out this picture of the white Chevy Venture with Illinois plates. It was registered to a woman. They were able to track it to a home in nearby Riverdale Monday afternoon. They found their suspect and the woman. She said she was hit over the head and tied up in the basement.
Well, I'm just glad we help somebody else and save from being harmed or anything more than whatever happened to her already.
That man was driving his mother's van. The mother was home when this woman was being allegedly held captive in her basement. She had no idea. As for the suspect, he's now in police custody, and that woman is being checked out at the hospital. Those charges could be coming against that suspect as soon as tomorrow morning. From Dalton, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
Now, see, this is interesting. She ended up going into the Advanced Auto Parts store for help. And the guy that helped her, I could tell by the voice, was a black man. But now, let me just say this. Upon going into that auto parts store, the guy who helped set her free, I would tell you something. She would look at that guy and the fact that he worked at the auto parts store, and she wouldn't date that guy because of what he does. Or maybe because he's not cute enough. But because she met this other guy on the dating app, based on his looks in the pictures, she decided to meet up with the guy. But that doesn't tell this whole story about a man. Just like for a man looking for a woman, looking at cute pics, it doesn't tell us the whole story about her. She could be a thief, she could be a liar, she could even be a person setting you up. I'm not blaming this young lady, but what I am saying is this. It is very possible that there were nice guys on that dating app that she said no to or she didn't want to meet in favor of this guy, when in the reality, this guy was crazy. What am I saying here? Dating apps are not helping women really get married or select the best partners for them in theory, because women are only selecting guys on these dating apps based on what they look like. Now, we all like good looking people, but we're not seeing his ability to earn, his ability to protect, his ability to do X, Y, and Z, the things that men traditionally get judged on. You can't see it on dating apps, right? You only see what a guy shows you as far as pictures, but you can't tell what kind of man he is. Let's say the ability for him to even be persistent. Mr. Galloway mentioned that. Can we tell that from a dating app? Absolutely. We cannot, right? We can't really tell it. Absolutely not, rather. We can't tell that. And so what happens is that you see women still making the same choices on dating apps that some women in the black community or in urban communities make in person. Oh, he looks good. Oh, he got a nice car. But is he faithful? Is he a man that is willing to build? Is he a man willing to invest into your future? Does he want to make an investment into you as a woman? No. But a lot of good black men or good men in general are being ignored for the same Pookies and Ray Rays that sisters or women in general are selecting. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.